right, good evening, everyone. We have a special episode for you today. We're going to play test or test out some of the rules in the Reaver game, and that Reaver game is by Joe Salvador. We have an esteemed panel of players, and they will introduce themselves in good time. And Joe is going to run it. I'm not going to talk much. I might argue rules because that's probably what I do a lot, unfortunately. And then, but Joe's going to be in charge because he is going to be the chronicler, as it's called in Reaver. So sit back, enjoy, get some actual gameplay. And Reaver is currently kickstarting. So we'll put the link and everything with that. And go, if you enjoy what you see, go subscribe or, sign up for the Kickstarter. All right, Joe, Salvador, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you, Carl. And thanks for this opportunity to kind of showcase Reaver a little bit. So what we're going to do tonight is just a simple one shot. Reaver operates on a die chain mechanic. Most rolls that you're going to be making will be based on a die. As you get modifiers, that die will move up and down the chain. So you'll just use a bigger die or a lesser die. Basically the die chain goes from D4 to D20. The only kind of funky dice that are in there are the D5, the D14, and the D16. Like I said earlier, if you guys have real dice, go ahead and roll them. It's fine. You can roll in Roll20 if you like as well. We already have some characters pre-made, so everybody's ready to go. Carl, you made yours in our previous recorded session. Do you want to go ahead and talk about Ehrlich?
Sure. I play Ehrlich. Ehrlich is a druid. He is actually, I was going to share first. Let me do that so I can point him out. So this is Ehrlich here. And he is, like I said, a druid. Ehrlich the Hermit. He's Scythican, which is like a steppes people in Joe's world. Like I said, he was a druid. Not great stats, really, but I don't know if that's not super important. And the cool thing is he can use a variety of different weapons: daggers, clubs, javelins, morning stars, quarterstaves, sickles. I say he would have a sickle and maybe a sling. That seems kind of up what he would want to do. And he has some a small shield and some hide type of armor. And I did choose a spell. He can cast a spell, and I've chose Eyes of the Beast because in Reaver, it's not would not just be what it like Eyes of the Beast looking through a beast, but there's a couple other variations. One is which control a creature, and the other one is like grow claws and attack like a creature. So I think it's pretty cool. All right, that's Ehrlich the Hermit.
Excellent. So the other characters that we have are actually pre-gens. So if you guys need some assistance, just ask. But I'm just going to go with the order that I have on Roll20. So BJ, do you want to talk about Uther?
Yeah, I am playing Uther. He is a barbarian. His origin is Renestiri, which I think is sort of seems to me sort of a Gaelic kind of uh, analogy. So he's big, strong, wields a great axe and a dagger, and also has some skill as a ranger, which is more of a career as opposed to a class in Reaver.
Mhm.
So he can do some survivalist and scouting and things like that. So he's the big bad bruiser of the group, I think.
All right, cool. And then Amy, how about what do we know about Eurybia?
Eurybia, she is an Amazonian fighter. She's 19, so I think she might actually be one of the younger ones in the group, but she likes pointy things and she likes to stab you with a spear or throw a dagger at you. She is wearing a studded armor and a helmet. And I guess don't stab her in the back.
All right. And then finally, we have Jason Hobbs playing Gaius the Rogue.
Hey everybody, I'm Jason. As mentioned, I'm playing a Thraxian rogue named Gaius. I think he seems pretty regularly roguery. Other than that, I don't really know too much, and I'm going to learn as you guys do.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. So I will explain rules as they come up. And obviously, if you guys have questions, just shout it out. Things that we need to remember is that you can spend resolve to do cool things. And you guys have the list of those. There you go. The normal expenditures. Feel free to come up with something cool. And with that, we can get into it. So it is a kind of a blustery late summer day. It's kind of cool for a late summer day. You're kind of in the north. You're in an area of the world known as the Eastern Reach. And here's the map. Ehrlich, you have come to the area of Vindabona, seeking a renegade druid from your order. His name is Radic, and you've heard stories that that he has obviously he's left your order. You know that he has stolen a artifact from your order. It's a like a ritual bowl, and he seemed to have had some kind of displeasure with your order. You're not sure exactly what, but you guys have tracked him here, and you've learned that he has taken control of a group of bandits, and you've been searching for these guys. You've left Vindabona and headed east into an area that you know that the bandits have been operating, and you're kind of on like a sort of like a wilderness trail. It's kind of like a country trail that kind of goes between like various little villages. You're in basically a steppe forest, so it's a lot of like open grasslands with like patches of like deciduous forest. It's kind of rolling, but you can kind of see for quite a ways usually. And these villages that I mentioned are really widely spread, 20 to 40 miles between every one of them. And as you guys have been seeking these bandits and coming up with no luck, they seem to have found you. And you find yourselves in the midst of an ambush. I need to go to the right layer. There we go. 12 of these rogues burst from a forest area.
You need to move this to the layer, I think. Is that correct?
I think you guys are on the right map. I need to move them. There we go.
There we go.
They're clones of each other.
Yeah, exactly. 12 of these guys have burst out. They assaulted you rather quickly, and actually 5 of them are already lying at your feet in agony. There's 7 remaining. 2 of them, I'm just gonna grab these 2 guys, or I gotta go to the surface layer. 2 of them are still up by the woods. It's a short distance away from you, and they have light crossbows. These other 5 are basically right up on you guys, and you are in the midst of battle. I want you to roll initiative, and rolling initiative is basically an agility feat. You're going to look at your character sheet, find your agility on the front page, and you're going to roll that die.
All right, so
a 4 or higher is always a success. If you succeed, you will go before the enemies, and if you fail, you'll just go after them.
I'm the last one to roll here. Oh my gosh. All right. It'll be
Okay.
it might
We
it
were
might be a
ambushed,
short
man.
demo.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
That's
Okay.
good. That's good.
All right. You're totally taken by surprise, guys. Let's see. The guy, okay, so the archers, the crossbowmen, they're going to basically hold their actions just in case they get a free shot. They're not going to shoot into the melee. So basically, what I'm going to state is that if any one of you comes free of the melee, they'll shoot at you. The rest of them, let's see. Uther's the big bad guy, so the big tough guy. So 2 of these guys are going to be attacking Uther. The rest of you will have 1 attack. So let's see, Carl, you're on
Yep.
you're the first one there. Can Ehrlich roll a defense for me? So what you're going to do is you're going to look for your defense die.
Yes.
And you're going to roll that. And if it's 4 or higher, these guys are actually not really skillful. If they were particularly good at attacking, you might have a penalty to this defense die, but they don't.
Okay. So Ehrlich has he's not super strong fighter as a druid, but he does have a shield so that he starts his class die as a D5 for defense, and he bumps it up 1 die up the chain to a D6. So he's going to roll a D6 for defense. And nope.
Okay. Like I said, you can feel free to roll real dice. Okay. Let's see. These guys are just armed with, just kind of like very poor, shabby weapons. We're gonna say he's got a hand axe, which is a D6. So you're going to take 5 damage, Carl. And if you have armor, that would give you damage reduction.
Yeah, I think hide armor gives a 1.
That's correct. That's light armor.
So I'm going to take 4 damage.
Okay. And then Uther, can you as I described to Carl, can you defend yourself twice? You can. Okay, that's a good one. Before you roll the second time, you guys can use resolve to modify your die rolls. If you spend a resolve, I'm not saying you should. If you spend a resolve, you get plus 2d, so you would move up 2 spots on the die
That's a
chain.
good idea. Okay.
Okay. And as that, you have to use it before you roll, right?
Yes, you have to let me know.
All right. Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
All right. So these 2 guys rush into you, and you are using your great axe to good effect, swinging right and left, and just blocking their thrusts. Eurybia, one of these guys comes at you with a short sword, and because this is first contact, like we talked about earlier, Eurybia uses a short spear. You have reach. You can attack him first if you'd like.
Okay. So I can attack him. So I use my melee attack die instead of the defense.
Correct.
Okay, so short
Whatever
spear.
whatever you have for your short spear, because I know that's a favored weapon.
Yes, it's a D8.
Okay.
And that's not good.
Okay, you thrust in at him, and he kind of blocks it, and he will try to attack you. So go ahead and roll your defense.
Okay.
And
Now my defense is at the class die plus the 2D, so it would be instead of a D5, it's a D8.
Plus your agility modifier if you have one, your agility chain modifier. I think you do. I think you do.
I don't know.
Okay, let me pull it up real quick.
Because my agility is D8. My class die
So
D5.
if we look at check out your defense area, you'll see your class die is D5. Your agility chain modifier is plus 1D. And then you have a large shield plus 2D. So you actually move up to a D10.
Okay. I like that better. Apparently not much better.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Can I use a resolve to re-roll that?
We don't do re-rolls. You would have to do it.
Oh.
You have to spend the resolve before.
Oh, okay. No big deal.
Okay. You take, well, you have armor actually. So you take 1 point of damage.
Well, my armor has -2. So is that after the -2, I take 1?
That's a good question, actually. So the minimum that you always take 1 point of damage. If you get hit, you always take at least 1 point of damage. So he only rolled a 1, but that's what you take.
Okay.
If you rolled a 3, you would still take a 1. Or if you rolled a 4, you would take 2.
No problem. Just figured I'd ask.
Okay,
I guess we're kind of like engaged like this.
Yeah, you can move your guys around. Yeah, you have and this is I can move this out of the way. There you go. Gaius, what would you like to do?
I have a guy attacking me, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, we all failed initiative.
Yeah, right. That's why I take notes. So this guy, he also has like a hand axe. So he just kind of slashes at you. You can roll your defense.
So Gaius is pretty slippery. It looks like I have a D12.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rogues have the best defense of the game overall.
But it doesn't matter.
Okay, let's see. You also take 1 point of damage.
That's good. They're at least they're not.
Okay.
Oh.
What are these guys armed with?
Okay, so that guy has a hand axe. The guy that's fighting Eurybia has a short sword. These guys fighting Uther. Maybe they have like one of them has like a shoddy mace, and one of them has like a club. And let's see, Erlich, I said he had a hand axe, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay,
do
you
we
guys
know
are
these
up.
are the bandits we were looking for?
Well, we haven't
Spe-
found Rat. No, they're led. I feel like they're led by Radek, right? You said.
Okay, the druid.
Right.
Yeah.
Very possibly, very possibly.
Possibly.
This is a one shot.
He does. Erlich says, "Keep one alive for interrogation,"
Okay. Okay. You can
even
you
as
can
he gets
always
sliced.
yeah, I mean you can always pull your punches, and just if you want to knock somebody out, you can just say that I'm doing bludgeoning damage or whatever. And if you bring them to 0, they're just knocked out. You don't have to,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just go in reverse order. So Jason, what does Gaius want to do?
So, as mentioned, my Gaius is a nimble guy with a short sword, so he's gonna try to slip around and attack this guy. My melee attack die looks like it's a D5, right?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Now,
So-
just 1 second. Let me pull up, guys. Now, I believe that you have nimble fighting, which allows
Yep.
you to use your agility and whatnot to modify that.
Yep, so it goes up
Okay.
a die because of that, right? So a
Okay, yep.
D6. Now I can use resolve to take it up a couple notches, you said, or no?
You can. If you spend resolve, I
think-
get a peril, remember, and I can use
think-
peril like resolve.
Well, I don't care about that.
Okay, let's go. That's what it's about.
That's what how it should be.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
So I am rolling a D10.
Okay,
Dang it.
that's unbelievable. Okay, but I will take the peril. Um, these are the worst rolls I've ever seen.
D20,
Okay.
roll 20
Well,
hexes.
We'll catch up. It'll even.
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
it'll even out.
So to talk about a little bit more about resolve, you can spend as much resolve on your turn as you would like. You can spend it to increase damage. You can spend it to increase your attack die or an attribute feat die. You can spend it to take an extra action. If you take an extra action, you can't take the same action. So you could, because you're right up in this guy's face, like in this instance, like something that you can tactically do, you could attack him, spend a resolve, and retreat back.
I don't want to get shot by the archers, so I'm just kind of staying in there.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. If you're done, I think we can go to Eurybia.
My action is complete, so
Okay. I think if I spend the resolve, it goes up 1 die or 2.
Goes up 2 dice.
I think. Well, let's see how it goes this time. Maybe I'll do it next time.
Okay.
Depends if roll 20 likes me or not.
Yeah.
What the heck, we'll do it. I'm gonna spend the resolve and I'm gonna move from the D8 to the D12 using
Okay.
my short spear.
All right. I now have 2 peril.
That's fine. Because if I don't survive, it doesn't mean anything to me.
That's fair.
And then, I have to do it over here. So it is slash 1d12. Of course, it's going to give me a 1.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Did I do that wrong?
yeah, you did. That's
okay.
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is.
Okay, so what am I supposed
Yeah.
backslash roll?
Yeah, because you have roll one.
I
You get a
shouldn't have
space, I think.
space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get a space.
Yay!
Hey, what's happening?
Debbie's
Okay, so you can go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, are we
Okay,
going to talk
so-
about the other mechanic, or is that we're not doing that?
Which?
The critical stuff.
I don't
Oh,
think
sure,
that's-
certainly. Okay, yes. So as you rolled a D12 and you got a 10 or higher on any die is going to be a crit. That's going to be because it's an attack. You basically get extra damage.
Oh, yeah, I
which
like
I'm gonna
that.
look up. I believe it's a +1d.
So an extra dice of damage.
Correct.
So instead of one
so-
d10, I roll
1d12.
1d12. Okay.
Right.
I will not mess up the rolling thing over here this time. 1d12.
I should have put that in the
11.
Nice.
Ouch.
Okay. Bam. All right. So you actually knock this guy down. Let me see. Oop, that is not what I want. Roll 20, do what I want you to do. There we go. And because this is the first guy that you have knocked out this round, I want you to earn 1 resolve back.
Oh, yay. Thank you.
Yep.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah. All right. So, do you want to do anything else? Would you like to try to move or what have you? Or remember, there's some archers waiting for you.
The ones there's 2 on BJ.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to move in order to throw my spear at one of them next time, or would that give
No,
them?
you can certainly. You guys are all within melee of one another. So the game uses range bands. Melee is obviously like within a melee area. Yeah, for this game, it's basically 10 feet. So if you think of like an old school game with like a 10-foot square, same thing.
Okay.
The next range band up is close, and that is like dagger throwing range or spear throwing range, like 30 feet-ish.
Okay.
And then they go up from there.
Then I would come over to try and aid him. I think you're okay over here, or are you not, Jason? You have one guy, and these guys, he's got 2, so it's...
That's crap. Always picking on the Thraxians. I know you Amazons.
I will say, I'll point out here, because you're thinking strategically, the barbarian is especially well suited for dealing with like low level guys.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
should go over and
Little guy.
Yeah.
How
And I'll-
Burlick.
never mind that. I'll go over here and I'll help.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I thought.
It was 2 on 1, so
All right, awesome.
I like these
So
odds.
I think BJ's up. What does Uther want to do?
I'm going to hit this guy right here with my battle axe or my
Okay.
great axe. All axes are great if you really like them, by the way. Let's see.
Okay. So I'm letting you guys like learn your character sheets. So all your attack stuff is right on the front page at the
Yeah,
bottom.
so D8, right?
I believe so.
I
Yeah.
got a base D6 and the +1 D for my brawn, which takes it up to a D8.
That's it. That's a hit. And you'll note the barbarian has a special ability that increases all of their melee dice, no matter like a punch or a spear, whatever they're using, is always goes up by 1.
Okay. So damage is 2D8 +1,
Pretty good.
13.
Okay.
And I have an ability, I think is it
Mighty attack.
Mighty Attack. Once per round, when you move melee attack and drop someone to 0, you can make a free attack against another target as immediate free action. So
You definitely knock this guy to the ground, and you
I'm
can
going to
make
go
another
after this guy
attack.
now.
Get a resolve.
You
I
get a
think.
resolve for that first one.
Okay. I'm going to spend it to up my die on this guy.
Okay.
So that makes it a D12, is that right?
Yeah. So I was just about to do something, and since you're doing it first, so my rule that I personally go by, and I put in the book, people might change it, is that I always let the acting player or acting character decide if they're going to spend resolve or peril first. Because you're
Okay.
doing that, I considered spending a peril to make him harder to hit.
Mhm.
And so that would just balance out, and I think it's kind of
Yeah.
like that's not cool. So I'm just going to let you go.
Okay.
All right, there you go. There you go.
It's another hit.
That is another hit. Go ahead and roll your damage again.
I think I know who's going to be the target of some crossbow bolts.
Yeah, I think you're going to be
Okay.
open.
Now, can I spend another resolve to pick one of them up like a shield and charge towards the archers?
Start moving. Because you've opened up a space.
Oh crap.
I think picking him up would be an action. So yeah, I think basically what you have to do is go ahead and spend the resolve.
Okay.
You're basically taking an extra action.
Okay.
That's going to give me another peril. I forget.
Okay.
So you can basically like hoist him onto your shoulder, kind of like hunker
Yeah.
down behind him.
Mhm.
Moving is you can still move. That's
Yeah.
you can still totally do that. So you can move to close, which gets you about halfway to the crossbowman. No, that's pretty cool. All right.
If he had another resolve, would he be closer?
So yeah, he could feasibly move to short. Yes. So he could get all the way to them. If that's what you wanted. I don't know if do you have more resolve?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have one I can give him, right? As a thief or a rogue.
Yes, you do. You
Yes,
are a
you
rogue,
do.
and that's an ability you can do.
I mean, I can spend my own. I still have some.
Well, go for it, brother.
I just spent the 2 iron killing those. So
Okay.
Yep.
We can do that. So then I'll have 4 peril, which okay, and as you're moving, that's gonna trigger their held action, so they're gonna get to
Okay.
go. They'll both shoot at you. Since you have this guy over your shoulder, I'm actually gonna give you like cover. It'll be
Okay.
I don't think that's soft cover. I think that's hard cover. So I'm gonna give you plus 2d on your defense.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I am gonna spend 1 peril to increase one of their accuracies. So the first one, you're gonna take a minus 2d. So that'll balance out for the first one.
So I roll just my regular defense die.
Correct. Oops. 3. Okay, so you're gonna take a hit.
Okay.
Light crossbow does d6, so you're gonna take 2 points.
Okay.
And the second one, he's just shooting regular, so you will have that plus 2.
So that takes it up to a D12. Or
Yes.
Yes.
There you go. All right, so that arrow like shudders into the dude that you're carrying. And you basically get up into their faces. As you get up to them, they're like they look terrified. They throw the crossbows down and they pull out some big long like daggers.
and I say, I only have to keep one of you alive to question.
Okay. All right. Right.
You should
and-
explain what peril, what that does for the
yeah,
enemies.
so like I mentioned earlier, as you guys spend resolve, the chronicler, the GM, gains peril. Peril can be used basically the same way that you guys use resolve, but it's for the enemies only. Once it's spent, it goes away. If we reach the end of this encounter and I still have peril, it goes away. It doesn't stay the whole game.
Does our resolve reset too to our minimum, to our base? I mean,
No, your resolve reset after a rest.
okay.
And at the beginning of every session, you have your max.
Okay.
So like we said earlier, you can do the things on the list. Some enemies that are particularly powerful or they have a unique ability might have a special peril expenditure. One of the things that I like to use is like if a giant hits you, they might spend a peril to like send you flying away to like a close range or something.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing might come up in this game. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, these guys, they see you running up. They're clearly kind of terrified already. They throw their crossbows down and pull these big knives out. So the next round, because of what you're saying, BJ, it sounds like you want to intimidate them. You can still do that next round.
Okay.
And I think I believe Ehrlich's up now.
Yeah, I believe Ehrlich's up. I think, he's already been damaged. He's threatened by this guy. I think he's going to try to cast a spell and cast that Eyes of the Beast.
Okay.
But
Now you are in melee. So
is there I didn't know there was a thing for that.
yeah, there is just double check it. I don't want to tell you wrong. If you cast in melee, you have to do this isn't something that happens very often.
River dance.
You have to do a river dance.
Yes.
Okay.
The player
there it is,
does.
casting melee. Your sorcery feat suffers a -1d for each adjacent enemy. It's almost like it almost operates like flanking.
Okay. I want to see if it's
You only have
worth-
one, so
Yeah, I want to see if that's worth it. So it would lower. I think it's going to lower it to the same level as my. Oh, maybe not.
Well, couldn't you spend a resolve to raise it up?
Oh, I could. Yeah, I could cancel it out, couldn't I? Yeah.
and then let me pull up the sorcery expenditures.
Sorry.
the spell enhancements. Um,
Okay.
so if you do that, that's called the Devil's Luck. And if
Okay.
you spend 1 resolve, you gain plus 2d on your sorcery feat. It works a little bit differently because sorcery is dark and dangerous in this game. You do have to resist shadow, which for this first one, even if you fail it, it won't really mean anything. As shadow builds, it becomes a problem.
Okay. Well, so that's a good idea. So I will spend a resolve to increase my sorcery dice by 2, I guess. Is that correct?
Okay. Okay.
And then I take 1 minus because the guy's in my face.
Okay.
Right. So it's going to increase. And then I have a +1 to intuition spells, of which Eyes of the Beast is. So I guess that's going to be a net of +1. My base is a D5, so +1 would be a D6, and then the resolve expenditure minus being in melee makes it a D8. Is that correct?
Sounded right.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So he pulls out. So I'll describe how it happens actually.
Okay.
So I'm using the Rage of the Wild Ones. I pull out. I probably slice myself with the tooth of a wolf that I have in the paw on my as like a necklace, right? As part of a bone necklace, and it imbues me with the fighting ability of a wild beast. So like I don't know if I grow teeth or claws. I don't know, and it allows me
Yeah. So I think what it gives you is a
to
plus
attacks
1d.
and damage rolls. Yeah.
Right. And you can describe it however you like. The spell doesn't dictate on what physically happens. Or
Maybe
anything
just
like that.
kind of
It could just be a mindset. It could just be like a rage.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
fury.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah, so that sounds good. The other thing we need to do is resist shadow. So
Yes, resist
that's
shadow.
simply a feat of presence. So you can check your current presence die.
Okay.
And you're gonna roll that.
My presence die
And,
is a D6. D6.
Okay, D6.
All right.
Okay, so you're gonna gain 1 shadow.
Okay. Does my presence die go down?
It does not. No.
Okay. I got 1 shadow.
Okay.
So maybe you guys hear whispers
So
as I cast a spell and I
Tell us what the
grow
shadow
hairy
is,
and
Joe.
maybe
okay,
claws.
so what shadow is? Thank you for asking, Hobser. It's basically a lingering presence of darkness upon yourself. It can manifest like in your personality or just in your general demeanor. As shadow builds, you could easily get what is corruption, what we call corruption. Corruption is more permanent. Shadow is very temporary. Shadow will reset at the end of the session or after a rest. For every 3 shadow you have when it resets, you're going to gain 1 corruption.
Okay.
Obviously, for this game.
Down?
I'm sorry?
Rounded up or down?
Up. And down, I think is what the rule is actually. Now you say that. If you have 1 to 3 shadow.
Typo, fix it. No,
Yeah, right. If you have 1 to 3 shadow, all of your feats of presence, including resisting shadow, or suffer a -1d. If you have 4 to 5 shadow, the chronicler gains 1 peril at the start of every encounter. And if you have 6 or more, you gain +1d to cast black magic spells. It actually becomes helpful. But
So
you're going to get corruption.
So you've explained all that mechanically, but you have a lot of implied setting in Reaver. How do you explain it, aesthetically?
So corruption is there's corruption in a lot of games, right? In Reaver, it's not like we might see in DCC. I totally love DCC, but you could totally also become like a tentacle monster, right? That won't happen in Reaver. In Reaver, it could affect your abilities, your attributes. There are stains that you get, corrupt stigma, I call them.
Where does the corruption come from? Like, is it because magic is like in an evil place and you're summoning that, or Yeah,
Yes,
not mechanics, but just like
I see what you're
within
saying.
your implied setting. Yeah, how do you
Um,
explain it?
Yeah, magic is inherently evil and corrupting. You're contacting, much like you might read in like Lovecraft or something, where magic is alien and it's powers from beyond that humans aren't supposed to deal with.
Yeah, cool.
It's very much that. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Good stuff.
All right, so we kind of got on a tangent there, but that's what shadow is. That's what corruption is, kind of in a nutshell. And it's interesting because it's good to talk about it because
Yeah,
sorcery is the most crunchy thing in the game.
that's why I
Really.
wanted to cast a spell,
Okay, very cool, very cool.
and it
So
worked.
you now have it did work, which is very good. All right, so you've cast your spell.
I probably grow and have bulging muscles. There's like a popping sound. I don't know if I get claws or teeth. It doesn't suggest that. It suggests more like you said, like a rage, or an aggression.
Right.
So
Okay, yeah, like I said,
he
you
probably
could,
roars or howls.
yeah.
Oh,
It was a wolf.
yeah.
It was a
A
wolf.
wolf, yeah, he
Wolf tooth.
howls.
So yeah, like I said, you
Maybe
can
maybe Uther howls back because
like I
Not
said, you can
only part
describe
of
it
that
however.
sorceress stuff.
Right on, right on.
You're warding off the evil eye.
So Carl, that spell lasts for 1d6 plus 1
yes,
rounds. Do you want to roll
yes, I will. Nice.
that? Okay, cool. 7
And
rounds.
I would like to. Can you say we can use as many resolve as we can in a round? And is it one resolve to get an extra attack? Correct.
Okay.
Do an extra action.
Yeah, so let's pull up the resolve usage chart.
Yep. With the -1. Okay.
All right. So once we're on your turn, after you have used the standard action, you cannot be casting a spell.
Right. I'm
Because
not going to cast another spell.
no, I mean you can't have cast a spell.
Oh, you cannot have cast a spell. Okay.
Correct. The reason being is that casting is
Okay.
very involved and very
Okay.
there's a lot going on there.
All right.
You have to concentrate, etc. If you were if you were running, you could stop and take another action, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, that's round 1. Is there anything else you want to do, Erlich, before we move on?
No, I don't think so. So I do have a question though.
Mhm.
So if you do something and then cast a spell,
Mhm.
so could you? So like if I attacked and then used an extra action or used a
Oh,
resolve, no or no?
that's not the intent. No. Did
Okay.
it say that there?
No.
Okay, no, I wasn't sure. No, no, you can't basically you can't combine a spell with anything else.
Okay.
There are spells that allow you to do that. I'll tell you that.
We
Like
might have
you
to.
might
might have
cast
to-
this. Go ahead.
No, you might have to reword that then to make it more clear. Cannot be
Yeah.
casting or have cast a spell in that round.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll double
Okay.
check that.
Okay.
Absolutely. But yeah, there are spells that allow you to do, like maybe you can take an attack whenever you cast it or something like that.
Sure. Okay.
Cool.
I think that would only be confusing to a pedant, Carl.
A what?
A pedant.
He said he was going to argue the rules, so it's all
know.
fair, man. It's all fair. About
I think we've all been playing role playing games long enough to know that you got probably at least a 1 in 4 chance of any random player being one of those, though.
Well, that's what at least that's what I was going to add. Of course, we are all pedants, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we all do it, man. We all do it. All right, that's the end of the round. Basically, if we recall, Eurybia and Gaius are fighting one guy.
Mhm.
Erlich is fighting a guy, and Uther has charged up on 2 crossbowmen carrying a body. Okay. So let's roll initiative again. And to remind
oh
you, that's
yeah,
a feat of agility.
All right. Nope.
Okay, jeez.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gaius.
Okay, and all
All
right.
right.
I
all
don't
right.
think my character likes to go first.
Okay. Let me see here. And Erlich. Poor Erlich.
Yeah.
I'm just taking notes. All right, so let's see here. We'll go back the other way. So Uther, you've charged up on these 2 guys. Now I know that it sounded like you wanted to intimidate them last round. that is something that you can, I don't know if you have any resolve left. You can attack one of them. And then if you wanted to try to also intimidate, if you had resolve, you could spend it for the extra action.
All right. But before the chat thing scrolls away, I want to draw the viewers' attentions to our witty banter, but in character up there.
Awesome.
All right.
Guys, you want to read it?
No,
Oh,
they can. People
like,
who are watching
okay.
can read it.
I'm like,
Okay.
who's Gaius?
I don't know.
They want me to be. I'm becoming Teen Wolf before their eyes. That's what it amounts to.
All right, yeah. So how do you want to approach these guys?
Yeah, is that like a free action to intimidate?
No, that would be an action. Actually, that's a standard action.
Oh,
It's a feat of presence to do that.
no, I just say that kind of threateningly and hit one. Go ahead and try to kill one.
Okay.
Intimidate them with your axe.
Yeah, I cast great axe.
What do you do with the guy you're carrying?
I just drop him.
Okay. Okay, that's gonna be a hit.
Oh, wait a minute, I didn't roll. That was my
That was
initiative.
his initiative.
Oh, that was your initiative. That's weird because my screen just like moved. Okay, let me ask you. There you go. That's still a hit.
Wow.
All right, damage.
Damage. Yep. All right. So you're gonna get a resolve from that,
Okay,
and I keep hitting the wrong
I
thing.
can do that. Swing follow through.
Yes. And before you roll,
Mhm.
are you going to spend any resolve on that action?
No.
Okay, I'm going to spend one peril to make it more difficult for you.
Okay.
So he's trying to defend himself, for his life. And you're going to take a -2d to your attack roll.
So that takes it down to a D5 or D6.
You're at
Right.
what, a D8?
I'm a D8
D6,
down to a D.
D5. That's correct.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question before you say that, BJ?
Yeah.
So it seems like, Joe, you really asked him specifically if he was going to, could he come back and now say, yeah, now I want to spend a resolve or something, or no? Because the way you asked,
I mean, there are players that might do that.
Oh, okay. I'm not one, of course.
No, like I said earlier.
BJ would like to.
I'll take my chance. I'm gonna also try to shift and hit him upside the head with the flat of the axe and just knock him out.
Okay, you want to knock him out? That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah. That's a hit.
Hey.
Oh,
You knock the
nice.
guy down. You don't have to roll damage.
Okay.
You knock him out. You slap him right into the head, and he just goes straight down like a sack of
Okay.
rocks. All right.
And I yell, "You can kill the others. I caught one."
Okay. And I believe next is Gaius.
Yes.
So can I spend a resolve to try to slip around because Eurybia jumped into the fight around her and that actually use like a backstab on the guy, or is that too difficult?
So let me just say this. This guy's going to be flanked now. So you're going to get a +1d to your attack roll. Okay. And I believe, if I remember correctly, your backstab works against flanked enemies.
Oh, flanked, it already does it, so I don't have to. Okay, yeah.
That's
it
right.
does
So
say
it's
flanked.
implied that he's
Right.
flanked because there's 2 on 1.
Correct.
Nice. So all right.
So
So
there
I've
you go.
already flanked this some gum. All
That's
right,
right.
buddy.
Because we're not
That's-
using a grid or anything like that. We don't.
No, I
we don't
like
roll
that, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's great. I think that's good design. All right.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, Gaius will be it'll say like,
Yeah, it's nice to have you don't need a grid. I mean, it's nice to have like
Right.
a lot of the combats we've done with Joe have been theater of the mind. I think
Yeah.
that's
everyone at
And-
home at the Gamerhood, you do need a grid.
uh,
All right, continue.
Hey.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Hey, I've
totally
used them.
kidding.
I've definitely used them.
you can use one.
Yeah.
Totally kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right. Yeah. So you kind of slip around this guy and try
Oh,
to
yeah. Try to
shank
stab
him.
this guy. D5, 6, D8. Right. Let's go, guys. And I said I'm sending this guy to Hades because we all know that's where he's headed. Oh, dang it. I think guys drank too much before these guys showed up. Holy cow.
All right. So your dagger slashes past this guy's back, but he just misses by a hair. Is there anything else you want to do?
No, I feel, completely emasculated by that, so I'm good.
Okay. All right. I believe they're up. So this is going to be the adversary's turn, the
Yeah.
opposition phase of the round. Erlich,
Oh,
this
I
guy
don't get
sees.
to go?
No, you
I'm just
go.
going.
Oh, you failed.
You
Oh,
failed.
okay.
Right.
Okay.
So Erlich, I need you to defend yourself because this guy sees that you're like
Mhm.
clearly doing some kind of like crazy stuff. There you go. And yeah. He slashes at you with his hand axe again, and you kind of like deftly dodge out of the way with your bestial agility.
Okay. I growl.
And then Eurybia, this guy's going to attack you.
Okay.
Let's see, did we say that he had a short sword? He sees that you're coming in with a big spear. I'm not going to say this is first contact just because this is kind of like just a general melee.
Mhm.
And I'm going to go ahead and spend one of these peril to make it more difficult for you.
Oh, to hit him?
Yeah, so you're gonna take for your defense. You're gonna have to
defense.
defend yourself with a -2D.
Okay. So instead of a 10, I'm doing a 6. Can I spend a resolve to move it back up to the 10?
If you so choose.
We're not gonna have
Why
any
not?
resolve left. 'Cause then she would just be giving you a peril back as well, right?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, see.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
But it is what it is.
Okay, there you go. His short sword clangs off of your big hoplite shield. And that guy's knocked out. I think you guys are up. So Eurybia, since we stopped with you, what do you want to do?
Well, first, can she take a free action to take mud off the ground and put it underneath her eyes? Because it's probably wet enough around me to do
Middle of
that.
a fight, let's go.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then stab him with the short sword.
Okay.
Which
Don't
you're gonna
forget
drop-
stunts too. We forgot about stunts for fighters.
Oh,
Well-
geez. Yeah, you do have martial feats. Yeah, that you can basically, let me pull up your character sheet. No, let's read it.
Well, I mean, I was thinking about
Let's hit it.
originally charging up and stabbing them, but we're too close for that.
You can still use the short spear. I mean, that's
Yeah.
perfectly acceptable. Your martial exploits are inspired by another game that I just mentioned I love. Basically, you can state as part of your attack action once per round that you want to do something interesting, whether it's just as simple as like just dealing extra damage or trip a guy, damage his armor, or knock a shield away, disarm him, any of those things. Whenever you roll your attack die, you would also be rolling your exploit die, which is a D4 for you because you're first level.
Okay, would I roll the D4 first?
No, you state what you want to do, and then we'll roll a 4.
Okay.
If you want to add extra damage, it would just be the D4.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
But I have to say that before, right?
Correct.
That
Yeah.
I would, okay. Yeah. But I still hit,
Okay.
which is 1d10.
Yes.
Come on. 8.
8. Okay. You knock that guy down. So
Yeah.
he drops, gain 1 resolve.
Yeah. You'll probably get that back later.
Is there any now you can freely move away if you like. You can move up to close. Or anything else you would like to do?
Well, I don't know that Urlock needs my help. But
I know that you were thinking tactically earlier, so
Yeah.
he's basically certainly within close range. If you moved next to him, that guy would be flanked. He would get a bonus to his attack.
okay. I'll do that then.
Okay. So I believe Erlich's up.
Right. So
So
I
you-
guess my attack die goes up by 1 with the spell.
And another 1 for him being flanked.
Okay, that's cool. It's good because my base attack die is a D4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not very good. Priests aren't very good.
Yeah,
With
no.
attacking at least.
All right, so here goes a D8, No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So he's still up.
Yeah.
But that is the end of the round.
Oh,
I think. Yeah.
I'm gonna put. Had 6 rounds of this, so I'm gonna put.
So
I use a
this guy,
brown dice.
just let me just check something.
So 5 left.
D6. Okay, let me mark this off. As Eurybia rushes over and you start to attack this guy,
Yeah.
he's gonna back up. It looks like his morale is breaking, so I'm gonna check his morale.
Okay.
So that is a thing that happens in the game. All adversaries have a morale die. It operates just like your attack die or the feats. They roll it. If they roll a 4 or higher, their morale is good. If they fail it, their morale breaks. His morale broke, so we're going to roll 2d6. And he's going to lose his next turn. So you guys automatically win the next initiative. You can all go before him.
What about this guy here?
The one which
that Uther is on? Oh, he knocked him out.
he's knocked out. Yep, he's knocked out.
Okay, he's knocked out. All right.
Yeah.
So we get to go again.
You can go again.
Go ahead.
He's clearly like hesitating, and he's like, you can see that he's kind of shaking.
Go ahead, Eurybia.
Okay. I was trying to see if it would make sense to do something fun or not fun.
Like try to trip him or something.
Well, I was thinking like trip him to the ground and then stab with a short spear, but is that 2 actions? So I don't get to do that, or one?
You could do that. You could do that with your exploit die. If you
Okay.
succeed, if you get a 4 on your exploit die, you could totally just trip him.
So you should roll to attack. She'd roll to attack and then roll the exploit die. Okay.
Yes, just basically roll them together.
You get an extra die.
If we were at the table, you would just roll them both.
Okay, so roll the D8 and the D4 together.
Well, and here you have to do one after the other, unfortunately, but yes.
Okay, so D8 does not hit, so do not do the D4 or do
You
the
don't even need to.
Okay.
As you do that, you miss basically because he backs up and like trips and he like falls on his butt. He's clearly terrified.
Okay.
So
Erlich
you're there, so
Yeah.
you can act if you like.
All right, so I still got a D8. So I'm
Yes.
gonna pounce on him
Okay.
with the sickle. I mean,
Yeah, that's perfectly normal.
did I
Oh,
roll
I
another
didn't even-
1? Oh my god.
I didn't even ask if I was supposed to change my D8 because I was in with him, but he's not flanked for me, right?
He is.
Yeah, you guys are all there within the theater of
Oh.
the mind, sort of like melee.
So then I should have been rolling a D10.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You can re-roll it if you like. That's fine. I don't mind.
I'm like, I can't. I was just making sure I was doing it wrong. Okay, so
Okay.
I would have hit.
I mean, we
Did
can just
you
say
hit?
you did hit. That's fine. I don't like you to do something wrong. You know what I mean? I'm that kind of GM.
Oh no, it's okay. So now I would roll the D4.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
That
so
did
you don't trip him, but you do hit him.
Okay. So then I do the 1D10 for
That would be
damage
your damage. That's correct.
for 8.
Okay. So as let's see, Erlich leaps in at this guy, swinging like a wild man. You snake your spear around the man's defense and put him to the ground. So we have one guy left, and he is knocked unconscious. So that is the end of the combat. The peril will go away. And what would you guys like to do?
Is there a way that I can heal myself? Do I have a?
Okay, do you have a healer's kit or healer's bag? Sorry.
Can a druid have a healer's bag?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Just
probably
take
just has a
equipment.
healer's bag, but he doesn't get. I think it's like only a D4, right, or a D5.
I have a
it's-
healer's bag if you need it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know that some of you do.
it says CD6.
That's control.
Yes,
It's
that's
different.
your
Yeah.
control die.
Oh, tell me
So-
about a control dice, Joe.
All right. So the
Well-
control die, much like the usage die from the great game, The Black Hack, it operates similarly. Many pieces of equipment will have a control die. basically controlling its value. Like whenever your control die is spent, basically after you use it, you roll your control die. If you roll a 1 to 3, it reduces. So in your case, it's a D6. If you roll a 1 to 3, it'll drop down to a D5. You use it again, you roll another 3, it goes down to a D4. When it's completely expended, it's gone. Other things in the game use the control die, like ongoing damage is a good example. So if you're on fire, you might have CD8
Nice.
fire, ongoing fire damage. So you just roll it every round, and that might last a while. So if you're running, just all out running, your stamina die acts as a control die. So every, X period of time, whatever the GM decides, you're going to roll your stamina die, and it will slowly degrade over time. And that will dictate how far you can run without stopping.
Well, that's cool.
Those kinds of things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that in the game, but it's not, I shouldn't say a lot, but there's a variety of things that operate like that with your attributes.
Okay. So
I have
how do
a
I?
cool example. I have a cool example of the control dice too. Is like when we were playtesting the game, one of my characters found this like a berserker rage gel bomb, and I put it on one of the characters, and it was a control die.
Powder.
It was a
Yeah.
control. It was a control die for how long it would last or keep lasting. So it was good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So how do I use the healer's bag on him then?
Okay, so wounded characters can benefit from like immediate first aid. So whenever you want to do first aid, you have to use the healer's bag.
Okay.
Basically, it's a 10-minute action. So you guys are out of combat. It takes 10 minutes. Nobody can move. So the patient and the healer have to stay put.
Okay.
And the wounded character will regain 1d4 hit points.
Okay. And he rolls it. I don't, right?
You can
Either one, however you guys want to do it. Just make sure you roll your control die.
roll that D6 control die and see if the healer's kit is not used up. It won't be used up, but it'll go down to a D5, right?
Correct.
So I think
Okay.
while they're doing all this, it takes 10 minutes. Gaius struts over into the, say it's a movie scene, right? And they're doing their healing kit. Gaius struts over. He's got his dirty tabard and his chest all puffed out, sheaths his gladius, he's like, you are a bloodthirsty lot. I hope they don't treat us like you treat them if we lose in a fight.
Wow. We are just these parts are supposed to be civilized, and we are just clearing the roads of some banditry.
You say so. You seem to have a dark shadow over you, Druid.
He laughs. I giggle.
What kind of laugh? I'm just curious. Like a knowing laugh?
So
when you see the things that I have seen, of course there is a shadow.
What would we roll to interrogate this guy? Because I'm assuming we have to wake him up, but
Yeah. So Uther, since you're watching over this guy, what do you want to do while he's just kind of unconscious?
Well, first I'm going to bind his feet so he can't run.
Okay.
So let me see if I have something to bind it with.
I believe you do.
Water skin, small sack. I do have a healer's bag. Doesn't look like I have a rope. Does anybody have a rope or some cord or twine?
Did I not give you
Yes.
some cord?
I have a leather belt.
Yes, I have rope.
Well, I have a sling if we don't have any rope. Sling will work.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys definitely have rope. I think I gave somebody some sinew cord. I can't remember.
Oh no, there it is. I see it now. Yeah, it's on there.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna bind his hands and feet.
Okay. You tie him up, and as you're kind of moving him around and whatever, you kind of like stirs.
Yeah.
And when he like wakes, his eyes are like kind of like cross-eyed, and he like kind of has to shake his head. You can see there's like some blood on the side of his head.
Yeah.
But he's otherwise seems mostly fine. And he's like, no, what are you doing to me?
That depends on how cooperative you are the next 10 minutes.
he like looks at you and everything comes rushing back.
My companion has questions for you.
Okay.
And I'll drag him over next to the others.
Okay. So to interrogate the guy, basically you can ask the questions you want. You can make a feat of presence to persuade him or intimidate him. And I'll either just role play him or I'll make a morale check to see if you break his morale.
I tell him the
I
big
don't
guy.
have-
You're probably gonna break his morale.
Go ahead, BJ. If you're,
I said I don't really have the greatest presence. One of you guys probably has actually better presence than I do.
I don't know, maybe Gaius.
I just stand there and look intimidating.
I was like, I only have a D6.
I have a D6. Gaius.
She's not meant to be have the presence. She's just meant to get in your face a different way.
All right, well, Gaius will go up there. He's like, "Hey, man, Governor, I don't have any truck with these crazy people around me. Just answer their questions, and there won't be any problems. I'm playing good cop with this, buddy."
Okay.
I only have
Because you're
dice
surrounded
six.
by
Jeez.
a bunch of like crazy warriors, I'm gonna give you a +1D on your presence.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, were you gonna say something else?
No, I just thought of something, but it didn't apply. That's fine.
All righty. Boom. Dang it. Yeah, I'm not a very intimidating guy either.
Okay. He's like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Just tell us where Radek is, and the big guy won't cut your head off.
Okay. When you say that name, his eyes get really big, and he's like, I don't know who you're talking about. And he's clearly lying.
You lie. You lie to a druid. You know what
Uther,
that means, don't you? You will be cursed.
hang on a
Your
second.
family will be cursed,
So this guy,
and you will be dead.
to you, you don't think that he's part of your people. He doesn't seem to be a Scythican. So he may or may not have the same beliefs as you. But he does look frightened now because you said the name Radek. He seems to clearly know that name at least. And when you say like the big guy will, did you say you'll cut his head off?
Cut his head off.
He looks at Uther with still big eyes.
I just smile at him.
Okay. All right. Let me see what's his morale. Okay. He's like, what about Radek?
Just tell me where he is, and we let you go. Go back to Vindabona.
He's like, you
and
just let me
start
go.
a new life.
Well, he's back at the ruins. He's like that. Well, he tries to. He like point gestures with his chin. He's like that way, and he's kind of like to the north of you.
Okay.
He's like, just let me go.
How many?
Can your Reba go over there and tell him, my friend is being a little too nice. We'll let you go after you take us to him.
Oh, he's like, I can't go there. He'll kill me if he knows that I helped you.
Do you want to take that chance with him or that chance with us?
He's like he kind of looks around at everybody.
I think she's the meanest one among us.
Well,
I'm trying.
He's like, fine, but I can't talk to him. Once I show you, you just let me go, right? I can just leave.
Without a tongue, maybe.
That's so mean.
He's
I'm
like,
trying
what?
to
Cooperative.
intimidate him. I want him to go do it. Take us to him.
All right, so yeah, basically he agrees to take you.
How many men does Riddick have with him? Just you that lie here?
He says, no, there's 8. And he kind of stops when he says it. And the war dogs.
Great.
Oh, war dogs. That's fun. How many war dogs?
He like looks at you and he looks kind of shifty and he's like 6.
Are you sure about that answer?
He seems to be not on the up and up. I don't need you to make a roll or anything. He's just
that's fine. We just Uther, we can leave him if the war dogs are in a pen. We just throw him in there and he'll distract them.
That works for me.
6 dogs on a man. I've seen it.
Oh, we could take bets.
So he like looks at you, and he kind of like puts his head down. But he basically like starts, if you let him, he just starts kind of like walking off towards the north.
Okay.
The road, the kind of like trail that you guys were following through the grasslands,
Mhm.
just kind of like meanders, it kind of meanders back north. So he follows that for a while. And
Anybody want to take their crossbows and bolts?
good call.
Oh yeah, we could definitely collect their stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go through, I believe there's 2 hand axes, a club, a mace, a short sword, a few daggers, couple handfuls of like mostly copper pieces, couple bronze pieces,
Mhm.
and then the 2 light crossbows.
Just out of curiosity, if there's a second short sword, is it a martial feat that she could wield both of them at once, or no?
What's your agility? D8?
D8.
You can dual wield with a D8. Basically, in Reaver, wielding 2 weapons at the same time is based on your agility. If your agility is too low, you can't do it. It's just basically restricted. There's some classes, the scout has some ability with it. I don't think there's any career that helps you with that. But yeah, you could.
I think
Because it says on my sheet that I have duelist, so that's why I was asking.
That's your career. So I
Okay.
guess we haven't really talked about careers this video. Your career is kind of like your background and maybe your occupation at one point.
Mhm.
And it gives a little bit of spice to your character. You can add to it however you like, or spice it up to kind of personalize it. And it usually gives you a feature. In your case, let me see. I'm trying to go off the top of my head. The duelist gives you a feature that helps you when you are parrying. So that's an action you can take. If you parry, you can't attack usually, and you just basically defend yourself better. The duelist. So one of our players in the ongoing game is a duelist. So it's gone through a number of different
Yeah.
changes.
You-
I believe the duelist now basically lets you spend a resolve to take an attack on somebody that misses you.
It also says you have a reputation among duelists and fighting schools and may be recognized and challenged by possible opponents. Once per round, when you take the parry action and successfully defend against a melee attack, you can spend 1 resolve to make a free attack against the opponent.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So I'll just finish off with the career talk is saying that one, you often have they will often give you either a mechanical benefit like a feature, or they'll give you like a narrative feature like that has kind of both. And then 2, your career gives you kind of like an implied set of skills. If you do a feat or basically an attribute test in which you think your career would help you, be your own advocate, say, hey, I'm a duelist. Do I know, I don't know, maybe about this guy's fighting style or whatever. And you can maybe get a bonus to know something about them, or maybe where they're from, or that kind of thing. And you all have a career. I believe Gaius is a barber actually, so you're like a healer and also a hairstylist.
nice.
I could use
BJ mentioned that Uther is a ranger, so he's like a forester.
Yeah. Erlich is a wanderer, so when he knows
That's
like
right.
extra languages and comes into a new place.
That's
Well,
right.
let's
That's right.
it's been like we've been going for an hour and a half, so maybe it's a good idea to take a break right now
We can do that. We can do that.
and come back with the
Sounds
next
good.
scene. Yeah, go for it, Joe. You were going to explain
Okay,
something.
cool. Yeah, so this initial encounter, these opponents are actually minions in the game. A minion is 1/3 of your level. Whatever character level you are, any character that's 1/3 your level is considered a minion. Normally, minion goes down with 1 hit. You don't need to roll damage at all. It just speeds everything along. You can still use, as a chronicler, you can still use a lot of opponents, you know, sword and sorcery style. And they just go away. And it helps the characters, the PCs, build up a little bit of resolve. In this case, I was letting you guys roll the damage so you could learn your sheets and also kind of display how the damage works and whatnot. It's pretty straightforward, honestly. But going forward, we're going to use the minion rule. I just want to kind of explain it to you guys and to the viewers on how it works.
Right?
So
Yeah, I like that. Makes
yeah,
fights
so-
go faster, especially, and then you can make large fights happen, right? So
yeah, and you know, as PCs get more powerful as they advance through levels, they can still be challenged a little bit with like say a 9th level character. You know, they take down 3rd level guys with 1 hit, but those 3rd level guys still might be good at fighting, so they'll you know, penalize your attack dice and your defense dice. Yeah, so anyway, that's how it works. So as you guys are making this guy lead you back to his hideout, he basically follows the road, kind of like northerly. Like I said, it was kind of like windy, and on a section that is going east, you can see maybe 60 meters in front of you. There's like poles or something on either side of the road, stakes, really, man height. And atop them, as you get closer, atop them, you can see that each bears a severed head. He doesn't get too close to them. He gets about maybe 20 yards, and he's like, it's here. We have to turn off and go this way. And he points to the north.
okay.
Is there anything you guys want to do?
How do we know if he's correct?
You guys could try to check for tracks. BJ would be good at that. Uthric would be good at that. If you want to maybe see if there's anybody like been passing through here.
Okay, is that
That'd be intuition or cunning or
That would be a feat of intuition, and since you are a ranger, you would get a +1d.
okay? You check one of my okay.
Yes, Hobbs. Okay. As Uther is kind of like looking around the grass, it's pretty high. It's like knee-high grass, basically. You can definitely see that the way that he's pointing, you can see that there have been people like moving through. They tried to like, you get the sense that maybe they try to like cover it, like cover the tracks by brushing the grass back up, but it's kind of obvious to you. Guys, did you have a question?
yeah, I was gonna say, hey, what are these heads all about? Gaius whispered in my ear and asked.
He says, Radek made us put him there. You guys don't see the bodies around, just the heads.
Were these people who crossed him? Or they, you know, what people, his own people?
No, they were. I don't know who they were. Somebody was passing through here, and Radek, you know, took their stuff.
Okay.
It's like kind of matter of fact about it.
Okay.
You get close to the heads at all?
Yeah, I'll check him out, I think.
Okay. You go up. You see that one of them is kind of like an older, balding man with like his hair is kind of like crazy white, with like around his ears and whatnot. Heavy. It seems like he was heavy set. The other guy's younger with like a brown beard. Then you can see that like crows have been pecking at
Yeah,
them.
don't recognize them though, do I? Merchants probably.
No, yeah, that would be your guess. They don't look like necessarily like farmers or anything.
Okay.
Judging by like just by what you see. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess we keep moving, but
So Uther, you like I said, you see that he seems to be pointing you in the right direction.
Then
Do you want to you want to say anything about it, or is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, I would just kind of nod and say that way. Point out the tracks I can see to everybody else.
Okay.
And then prod the guy to keep moving.
Yeah.
Can
All
I
right.
ask the guy where the dogs are?
Yeah, he says they're at the ruins.
Are we going to the ruins?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where Radic is. Excuse me.
Okay.
So do we want to just walk up? I mean, Ehrlich is all about confronting this guy because he's a wanted person, but that's probably not the best tactic. I'm guessing. I'm not a tactician. Perhaps
My
sneaking.
fighter would say it's better to take him with surprise, but we have this guy, so if he goes in first, I don't think the dogs would attack
Mm,
because they know him.
I could see what I could do
So-
about the dogs.
He says, I thought you were gonna let me go.
After you got us to Reddit, I don't see him yet.
I'll show you where he is. But I'm not going down there.
Fair enough.
Can let him go. I mean,
He says it's not far, like a mile maybe.
Okay,
Well,
one,
then you have 1 more mile to walk until you're free.
but
he just
one
starts-
peep out of you and you will not have a tongue.
He just starts walking.
okay.
He leads you across the grassland, and like I said, it's kind of like undulating, like rolling grassland. You occasionally see some like wildlife, like some buzzards or whatever. And you get to an area where it's kind of like rolling, it's like kind of rolling up, and as it rolls down, as you start coming down like the far side of like the small hill, you can see that in front of you is a ravine, and you can see like trees coming up from the interior of this ravine. So it's like a if that makes sense, like they don't really grow up past the top of the ravine, so you don't really know how deep it is. And it's pretty long. It's at least a good half-mile long, and it seems to like rise up. So it kind of runs like, I'm gonna say like east-west, and to the west, the ground seems to rise up, and you'd be able to like easily, like if you went all the way down there, which is kind of far, you would be able to like get into the ravine that way.
Okay.
But as you get a bit closer, and you can see like, what it's like, the sides seem to be pretty steep, but off to your right, maybe 100 yards, you can see like a wisp of smoke like coming up through the trees, and it's just kind of like dissipating when it hits the top of the trees. You can't really see it. You can't see it from like the grassland area.
Mhm.
You can only see it because you're closer. He's like, he just points, he's like, that's them right there. That's where the temple is. The ruins.
Temple?
That's what Radic calls it. I don't know.
Is it open to the air, or is it? You said it was ruins. Is there enclosed space?
Oh, yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
there's a stream. He's like, there's a stream down there, and you got to go inside the ruins. But I don't go in there. We live outside. Radic goes in there. We got
Alright.
tents.
We haven't maybe tell us a little more about like how many structures are there? How are they laid out?
He says, well, we have like 8 tents. But he says they're kind of scattered all over. Oh wait, you mean the ruins?
The ruins themselves.
He says, oh, just one. It's all like broken down. There's big stones all over, and you can just go into like a one building.
Okay.
Seems like it's really old.
Well, I guess I would try to sneak down there and try to get him by surprise and see what happens.
He's like, you can just go right down. He kind of like points,
Mhm.
and where he points, you can kind of see like it's almost like old like overgrown stairs, like really wide, just kind of like jutting out from the side of
Mm.
the ravine, like they're half buried.
Yeah.
And there's like, there's trees and like brush like growing up over everything. There definitely seems to be a way down.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
he-
Well,
he's
should we
like,
let him
"Can I
go
go?"
here?
And where are the dogs?
They're down there. He like
In the,
points
are they in the
at
camp or
smoke.
in the temple?
No, they're in the camp. They're like outside.
Okay. All right, let's go down this way.
He starts backing up. He's like, I'm going. Can I go?
If you learn anybody to us being here, it'll be the last time you go anywhere.
I mean, he's Uther's prisoner technically, so Uther.
Yeah, I'll untie him.
Okay.
As soon as you untie his hands, he just starts running back the way he came.
Okay.
Okay. So that guy's gone. All right. So you want to sneak up to what he's calling the ruins of the temple?
I think that's what we
Mhm.
want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll try our
Um,
best. How do we?
So we can do, let's see, let's have each of you do a sneak check. It will be, if there are dogs, you guys could have difficulty, as you know.
Well, I mean, hopefully the smoke will mess up their.
There are trees around, correct? Though
Yeah,
we're
there's
going to go into.
trees, and it seems like the side of the ravine doesn't look like it's really thick with foliage, but it's mostly coming from the bottom. If you know what I mean. Like, so the middle of this ravine where he said there's a stream seems to be like really grown up.
So I get +2 D on attribute feats to navigate through the wilderness. I don't know if that helps. And also have the scout's light step ability.
Okay, so I think that means that you're sneaky at least. The navigation is actually just for like overland navigation. But you'll definitely get a +1 D for sneaking.
Okay.
And that's going to be a feat of agility. Gaius, you would also get a modifier for that. +1 D.
So I guess druids have a +1 D to agility feat, so I would get that in this
Are
case.
you
Are we
They have-
rolling?
They have agility and cunning +1 to. This is
are you you chose that as your feat proficiency? Yes, you get +1 D.
okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we're rolling. Okay.
Imaro, did you tell
I'm
us what we were?
curious
Yeah.
if
So
there's
it'll
a
be
martial thing I could do. Like, I want to walk very quietly through the water to try and get rid of any scent on me to go up to the steps.
You will have to, but the water is at the bottom of the ravine, so you'd have to
Yes.
get all the way down there first.
Mm.
You might take your boots off. That might be a martial thing that you would think of to be quieter. I give you +1 D for that, I guess.
Okay.
You got no boots, no caltrops. I hope. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's
So
terrible.
so that is basically a feat of agility,
Okay.
plus the modifiers we just talked about.
All right. There's me. Ehrlich
That's
is
good.
like
That's good. That's good.
Oh, am I rolling it now?
yeah.
Yeah, please.
Okay, but not the D4 yet.
No, you don't need to. No, you don't need to do an exploit. That's only for attacks.
Oh.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm not sneaky.
okay. And then Uther.
Oh, I rolled up there before everybody
Oh, you
else.
did. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So you got a 4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So are you guys sticking close together? Or are you gonna like maybe spread out a little bit? Like, how close do you want to be?
I would think they wouldn't want to be very close to me because I'm noisy.
Yeah. We're gonna try to pick our way through the trees, maybe
And then, yeah. I would say
10 or 12 feet apart from one another, and try to reconverge.
Okay.
Okay.
So then you guys kind of spread out a little bit. You don't find it too difficult to get down the side of the ravine. It's steep, but like I said, there's these like weird steps on occasion, like that you can see. So you can use them. There's plenty of like footholds and whatnot. So getting to the bottom of the ravine is relatively simple.
Okay.
Once you get there, you encounter basically about like a 20-foot wide, muddy, sluggish stream. Kind of like nestled among all of these like pine trees, like big kind of hemlocks. It looks, it kind of looks deep, but you're not really sure. it's just so muddy you can't tell. And it is flowing east.
Can Eureka grab some of that mud out and rub it all over her face and hands and stuff so that she's not quite so visible?
Yeah, you can do that. Sure.
We have to cross the stream to get into the camp.
So from where you are, like I said,
Or we
like
follow
the
the stream
smoke,
into the
the smoke
camp.
is about 100 yards east of you.
Okay.
So you'd basically be going with the flow of the stream. Now you could go on, you could try to cross the stream, go on that side, or you could stay on this side. Some of you might, might split up. I don't know. You don't actually know which side of the stream these ruins are on.
Yeah.
But we're following tracks, right?
Yeah, if Uther's still tracking, because we could say that.
Yeah.
Let's see, Uther, you kind of put your nose to the ground, and you do find that the tracks basically stay on your side of the stream, the south side.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's almost like a clear trail like they just normally use. Seems like maybe they've been here for a few months.
Okay.
Do you want to split up? Like a couple people go on the other side and pepper them with, I guess, I can't, whoever has crossbows or can use crossbows.
Yeah, I picked up one of them. Did somebody pick up the other one?
Yeah, I can't use it, so.
Are we
Right.
just trying to steal back the relic, or are we like trying to do some frontal assault on this whole temple? What's our?
Yeah, what's the mission here? Is it just a snatch and grab, or?
That's up to you guys. Ehrlich, you know that your order, like your druidic order, they definitely want the relic back, and you
Yes.
know that it's like some kind of like bowl, like a ceremonial bowl. They probably would have told you that they want Radic either returned to them alive or just killed.
I mean, we could try to sneak into the ruin and confront Radic without having to
Deal with the others.
fight everybody out there. And then if they raise the alarm, at least we inside in a defensible position instead of out in the open.
Well, Eureka would ask, do you want me to go in and act as if I'm joining their bandit troop? And then,
Sounds a good distraction to me.
Yeah, and if things go south,
I'm a fighter. I mean, I'll still get killed, but I'm still a fighter. I'm only down 1 hit point, so good so far.
Is that what you guys want to do? You want to send Eurybia in to
Sure.
the encampment, and
Sure,
once
sounds
you find it, and then what are the rest of you going to do? You're going to like we said, are you going to go on the opposite sides of the stream?
I'm gonna try to sneak into the ruins.
sneak into the ruins. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
I mean, you just use me as the distraction.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And
So
did we catch the name of the guy that we were using as a hostage?
Billy Bob.
roll. All right, Eurybia, roll me a feat of presence to determine if you thought to ask his name.
Okay, I'm gonna use it over here and see if this likes me better. I had all my wits with me.
Right. His name was Borna.
Borna,
Borna.
Borna. Okay.
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 So sounds
See
like
if
you're
this
just
works.
gonna follow their trail, Eurybia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow the trail in. I'll have my spear and my sword out and stuff, but I don't want to look like I'm going there to attack them, just to like I'm sneaking in like I was told to go there type of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. As you are kind of like going eastward along this trail, you can hear the sound of like chopping wood start up in front of you. Clearly, maybe like the distance that he told you, like 100 yards, 75 yards, something like that.
Okay.
And
I'll delay going in a little bit so that they can get into whatever position they want to be in before I walk in.
okay. Well, as you approach, you hear the dogs start barking. You do hear dogs. There are actually dogs. Sounds like two of them maybe,
Okay.
but they're alerting. They must hear you or smell you. I'm not sure. You get close enough. Yeah, you guys can update your hit points. That
Yeah,
you
I
can
have to do it
see that.
manually.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, like I don't have a character sheet yet. That's beyond my skill set. As you get closer, you can see like this tumble down ruin across the stream. Some ancient stonework with massive blocks of stone. You can see that kind of like mostly to the sides of the building, it's all like broken down. Just like maybe like there was something, it used to be higher, but now it just seems to be like a squat edifice. You can see that on the exterior of the walls, they're all like carved, covered in moss and algae and whatnot. It's really like damp down in this like bottom of the ravine. But you can see like skulls and things like grim looking depictions of things on the walls. You can see that some of the tumble down stones may have been like statues of skeletal deities of some unknown people. So Eurybia, you see all this first, and as you get closer, you can see that kind of to the east of there's like, well, in the center of the building, there's like a dark entrance. You can kind of see like maybe like a fluttering light inside, like maybe it's fire or something, but it's mostly just dark. To the east of that, there's kind of a flat area in front of the building itself. And there's a guy there with like a tripod and like a big kettle, like cooking, and the dogs are by him. They whether they were right next to him or
That's that guy there.
yes, correct. They've moved. They seem to be near him, but like moved towards where you would be. Like they're looking right in your direction. Like you're not sure if they see you or what. On your side of the stream, there's two guys chopping wood. One guy's chopping, the other guy's like moving the wood out of the way and putting up another log. That's these guys over here. And then on the building itself, there's kind of like a broken down pillar, and there's a dude sitting up there. He has like a stone as a chair, basically, with a short bow, like a hunting bow. How obvious does Eurybia want to be? The dogs are barking.
If they're in place, then she would say, I'm looking for Borna. I was told to come see Borna.
Oh, okay. So as you approach, you can see that in front of the building, there's like stones in the water that maybe they're using to like cross. Kind of have to, you would have to like hop across them. One of the guy that's on the pillar, he shouts out, he's like, "Who are you? How'd you find us?" And he's like scrambling to get an arrow.
No
What are you
need
talking
to
about,
shoot
Borna?
me. Borna told me to come here. I met him a little while back, and he said, to come. You guys needed people. I'm an esteemed duelist. I'm a fighter. I'm sure you've heard of me. I wanted to help.
He says, so this now at this point, the guys that are on your side of the stream that were chopping wood, they've stopped chopping wood, obviously. One of them, he puts his hand like on he has like this long like fighting knife. He puts his hand on the hilt, and the other one just gets his wood axe, and they both kind of like come over towards you, but they don't get real close. And they're like, "What's all this? You wanted to join our band?" Morna never said anything about that.
Well, I mean, to his credit, I did drink him under the table, but he told me you guys are always looking for good fighters. You go out and, you kind of get a few things here and there. And I thought, hey, I don't have anything I'm doing right now. And he said it's a good opportunity to get in on the low level and and see about making some money. But if you don't want me, that's fine. I can turn right around.
Well, the guy that's with the basically on top of the pillar, he's like, put your spear down and come across. And he yells out, Raddick, there's someone here.
I'll put my spear, I'll sheath it in the back, wherever I would carry it. Because she doesn't
Okay.
want to look like she's there to attack.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So as he shouts out, a man emerges from the entry,
Mhm.
and he's an older man. He has like the scraggly looking crazy beard, like sticking out from the hood.
Mhm.
A caveat, I don't know that image. I found it online. It was just a good image. I don't know who drew it. He comes out and he's like, what's happening out here? And you can see that he has like he has like a mantle around his shoulders of goose feathers. And then underneath that, he has like a gray robe. Can't really see that he's carrying anything under there or anything like that. He does have in his hand, he has a warhammer. And he's looking around, he sees you, Eurybia,
Mhm.
and he's like, who are you? Why do you come here?
Eurybia. And I met a fellow of yours, Borna, who told me you guys would be a great place for me to start. I'm trying to be a bandit, and I'm a fighter. I've got skills, got my own weaponry. He told me
Um,
you had dogs. I even brought some jerky for him.
and the dogs are barking, and the guy that was doing the cooking is like settling them down, so they're just kind of like whining and like staring at you, like growling.
If it's
Um,
okay with you, I could give them each a little piece, but it's obviously up to you. I was
and
supposed to ask for Raddick.
so we're gonna cut back to the other characters real quickly.
That's fine.
So Gaius, you slip into the water, and you find that it's about thigh deep, but you're able to like sneak across pretty quietly. Ehrlich, I assume you want to be on your side of the bank. You don't want to cross, right?
Well, what I want to do is close. So I have to cross.
You wouldn't have to cross. You would have to get in front of the building though, or
Okay.
at,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's the stream is like 20 feet wide. So you'd have to be like right near the stream to affect somebody at the entrance,
Yeah.
basically.
Well, the idea is okay. The idea is to affect the dogs, but
Okay. Yeah, same thing. Same
okay.
thing. Okay, so you start moving up,
Hmm.
and as you're moving up, Uther slips into the water, and he kind of like moves across, but as he's like coming out, Uther, you're kind of climbing up one of the tumble down stones. It's like in the water, and it turns out to be really slippery. And you slide back in and splash. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, at which point everybody kind of like looks in that direction. The guy with the bow shouts, "There's somebody there!" And Raddick shouts out. He looks at Eurybia. He says, "Deceiver, slay them!" And I guess we should roll initiative because you're pretty close. You're probably within melee of him. So Eurybia, if you get initiative, you could easily move to melee and attack him.
And
If you
it's
don't,
agility.
he'll be able to scoot.
Yeah.
So yeah. Does everybody got the picture in their mind?
Apparently, I'm not getting the jump on him.
So I don't get if initiative is a feat of agility, do I get that extra dice?
No, initiative. So I guess this is something we can talk about. A feat of agility, feats and checks are different things.
Okay.
A feat will benefit from all of those feat modifiers that you would get. A check, like an initiative check or a morale check, doesn't
Okay.
get those. So this is
Got
an
it.
initiative check. So it's a straight roll of your agility.
Okay.
Okay. So we have, let's see.
But since he's a boss, can I always use a resolve before he attacks me to use the counterattack?
If he attacks you, you can counterattack him.
Okay.
Yes. Um,
Well, if you successfully defend, you have that duelist ability to counterattack with the.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's probably better than.
It's like
Okay.
a counter attack.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so it looks like Ehrlich and Gaius are up first. Let's Gaius, you're on their side, so you're basically within close range of the doorway. So you would just have to move along like this. There's like maybe like a stone shelf like above the water. You could move up that way. You could either get to the doorway or you could do something to the archer.
Yeah, I was thinking I might like throw a throwing knife up at the archer and take him out so he's not firing at people, and then like kind of sneak into the doorway. Is my plan.
I'm just gonna check his awareness because I do believe that he doesn't know that you're there.
Well, I mean, Hobbs did
He
roll
rolled
a
really
12 for
well.
Gaius. So.
Yeah. This
When
is
you
one of those
check
situations.
this, what are you doing?
So this is a situation where we would have an opposed feat.
Yeah.
He'll roll his intuition, which is a d6, just to let you know. You rolled way higher than he would. He can't.
It's
so-
not a exploding or anything like that. so
No,
they
it's nothing
can't
like that.
catch
It's
it.
just,
Okay.
yeah, it's just a straight check. So he does not know you're there. So your sneak attack backstab will apply.
Okay. I'm good. Ranged attack. So that would be a D10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
buddy.
go. All right, so you hit him. So he is a minion. And
Oh,
how are
very
you
nice.
attacking? How are you attacking him?
I threw my dagger up at him.
Okay. Get yourself one resolve for that. And he does the Wilhelm scream and falls to the ground with a dagger protruding from it. And you can basically be as close to the doorway as you want to be. Just want to stay there.
I kind of want to sneak into the doorway into the shadows so they don't know where I'm at. I'm going to try and go and get the bowl.
Okay. Cool. All right. So then we have Ehrlich.
Ehrlich,
You
yes.
slip up to the sort of like the front of the building.
Yeah. Yes.
The
So
guys-
can I use resolve to boost up the spell stuff? Or no?
Spell enhancement.
Yes, you can do all of those things in the spell enhancements. You can
Oh,
increase your die. You
Yeah,
can increase the
actually-
range. You can increase the damage. All of those things.
All right, did we get back our resolve? Is it back to 2? Yeah.
No, you guys haven't
Okay,
rested
okay.
yet. So rest in this game. There's not a short rest and a long rest. It's
Okay.
just you
All right.
rest overnight or whatever.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. I mean, it's a D6, so he's going to try to cast a spell, and if it works, then I want to save the resolves for if it works.
Okay.
All right. So hopefully, come on, big money, big money. Yes.
There you go.
Yay.
I'm
What do you-
casting Bestial Command on the
Okay.
2 dogs,
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right.
and I'm
This
going
is-
to I'm going to use my resolve because it says here, while they're under you can affect up to 1 level of. Well, I can only affect 1, I guess, unless they're half. Unless they're less than 1.
They are level 1 actually, guard dogs.
That can affect 1. Okay. And I will use the resolve to have them attack this guy.
Yeah. Which guy? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, they can do that. Do they get a save or any? Or I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
they are allowed a
to
feat of
resist?
intuition to resist the effect, but I guess I'm still in control. But I'll spend the resolve. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, they'll do that. Let me see here. Yeah. Okay. So there, obviously, it's probably not great. Okay. Okay. So it definitely failed its feat to resist that. So yeah, it would just do that immediately. So what I want you to do is roll a D8.
4.
The dogs kind of like look at you they both look at you and like stare at you, and then one of them just turns around and leaps up on the guy, biting and tearing at him. The other one just kind of like watches, like maybe it's surprised, you're not sure, like its ears go up. But it just basically stands there.
So that guy.
This guy falls to the ground,
Ooh.
and he's basically out of the combat.
Do I get a resolve?
Yeah, sure, that'll work for you.
Okay, I get my resolve back then. That's good.
That's good. Okay, but you did give me a resolve, so I get
Yeah,
one peril.
yes, I did. I did give you a peril. Right.
Okay.
All right, and then
On-
and then maybe I don't know. I wonder if no, because that'll make him a target. We'll see what happens. So we should mark the dog that I have control of. I'm gonna see how long it lasts.
Let's see.
It lasts 1d6 plus one round.
I'm just gonna give him this wrench symbol. I don't know what that means.
Okay, and I'll roll to see how long it lasts. It's 1d6 plus one round.
The
By
dudes are
6 rounds.
minions, but the
6
dogs aren't. That's interesting. The dogs are level 1.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's go.
so they have. That's because they have like abilities, right? Like that improves their level.
No,
So
6
gotcha.
rounds.
Okay. 6 rounds. I got it. Let's see. I think that's you guys. The enemies are up. Radic kind of hisses at everybody, and he goes back inside.
is that the
You
doorway
just-
that I'm in?
That is,
Or is that a
that is
different
the-
doorway?
that is the doorway you would have to get to.
Oh, okay. So that's
Um,
not the doorway I'm in. I'm in a different like little alcove area or something.
Right. Yeah. So that you're still. It doesn't seem like the rest of these guys see you. They see that their dude fell off the pillar. They don't necessarily see you. So you will have to sneak up into that doorway basically where the dogs are, where Eurybia is.
And one of the dogs
Another
went
sneak
Cujo
roll?
on the guy.
Oh no. Okay.
Let's see. So the dogs just linger. This one's acted already. The other one's not doing anything. You guys crush these dudes. Ehrlich, the 2 guys that were chopping wood, rush you.
Okay.
The guy with the axe is going all out, and let's see, he is going to swing his axe down at you. Roll a defense, please.
I gotta remember what my defense. It's a wonderful. It's a whole d6. Nope.
Okay. So I'm going to spend that resolve to do extra damage on you.
Okay.
And the way that I'm sorry, the peril. The way that works is he basically gets an extra die. So he's
Okay.
going to roll 2d6. Holy crap. Okay. You're going to take 10 points of damage minus your DR.
All right.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
The other guys did 1, and now this guy's doing 10. I was like, oh, shiitake.
You guys are pretty robust though for first level guys, right? Like it's not like other games. And roll your defense for this other guy. He's just kind of he has a knife in his hand, but he's actually just going to try to knock you over. So you can either, I'm going to give you an option. This isn't in the rules. This is just me winging it. You can either roll an agility feat to just kind of like move out of the way, or your full defense. They might be different. I'm not sure.
Well, if it's a feat of agility, it's a d8 versus a d6.
Go for it.
So I'd rather take that option.
That's fair.
And I do not.
Okay. He hits you, and you kind of like lose your footing. And I would say you both go into the stream, splash into the stream.
Okay.
Let me say you're both down here. That guy's up there. It looks like Eurybia. What would you like to do?
Can I charge after Radic with my sword out?
Not helping you, Ehrlich. You're done.
I guess not.
Okay, yes, you can. Once he goes inside, you can't really see him, but you can run in there to see where he's at. Let me see here. I do need to make a roll for him really quickly. He's a spellcaster. Most enemy spellcasters also have to roll. There are some who don't need to. Just like think of like a, I don't know.
Spell check.
Yeah, sorcery. It's called sorcery feat. I'm just thinking of a monster like a Cthulhu spawn or something. It doesn't need to roll to cast spells. So let me just see here.
Yes, that is a rule in Call of Cthulhu.
Is it really?
Yeah, it says
No,
it said
no, no.
NPCs. If you want them to successfully cast a spell, they cast a spell.
Failed it. Okay. All right. All right. So Eurybia, you go inside, and as you rush inside, you see that the interior room, basically, there's like a long sort of like 15-foot long passage that it's just like almost a round, almost entirely round passage. It's just very, very rounded at the top, and it kind of comes down to the floor. Once you come out of that passage, you're in like what may have been a square chamber at one point, but now it's just like a tumble down, like the walls are caved in portions. So it's basically like an oval sort of area. The ceiling itself is partly collapsed, and you can kind of see like the trees outside. So there's a little bit of light coming in. But there is in the center of this room is like a large, almost like a cauldron, but like a very shallow cauldron, like a spaghetti bowl shape, like a low bowl, on like a stone sort of platform. There's a fire burning in that, and you can see that Radek is on the other side of that fire. It seems like he's like concentrating. He's making like these weird hand symbols with his fingers. And you can see that he's like concentrating, and you don't know what happens. But he kind of like shakes his head and kind of looks like he's frustrated. He was basically really near to you, so I'm actually going to say that you could probably reach him and attack him if you like, or if you want to charge, like the actual charge action, you could do that.
Well, can I use one of my melee, or not melee things, the martial things, that I can attack him and then try while I'm attacking him to topple the pillar over with that bowl on it?
Like onto him?
Or just onto the floor?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, if you want to attack him and then like maybe like kick that, or whatever, yeah, you can totally do
The
that
butt of the
with
spear,
an
I
exploit.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Is this-
pretty big. It is pretty big. But yeah, you could probably try
She's
it.
got a pretty big butt for her size. And that doesn't happen.
Oh no, okay. He sees you coming, and he kind of like jumps out of the way.
Can she still shout and say, "How am I supposed to defend you if you run away?"
He's like, lies, and he just
Lies!
it looks like
I don't know who these people are.
all right, so you're inside. Radek is inside. Let me go back that. Pop him back up there. And who didn't go? Uther. So you're able to climb out of the water, free action, and get yourself onto the stone sort of like walkway area.
Ehrlich did yell help. Right. You're
Sorry, I was
muted.
muted.
You're muted.
Oh.
Can I take it over to Ehrlich? If I just wave?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say like you could totally like run along the stone walkway area and like leap down into the water like right next to that guy.
Okay, yeah. And I'm
Okay.
going to attack him then. Oh,
Okay, that does it. Get one resolve. And again,
okay.
this guy's a minion, so you knock him down. He splashes down into the water, and
And that other guy's not close enough to hit, is he?
Probably actually, because
That's the
they
guy
just
that
kinda
tagged
like-
me. Yeah.
yeah, they just kind of fell in the water in front of him. But yeah, I mean, you are in the water, so you might have to struggle over there. I don't think it's too far necessarily. I want you to make You can do either a feat of brawn or a feat of agility.
Okay. We'll go
To
with
get to
Braun, obviously.
Yep.
Get him, Conan.
Oh, okay. You can feel like as you like get it, like you're like moving through, like your feet are kind of like getting stuck in the mud. So you can't
Yeah.
quite get to him. So he sees you coming and he's like, he has this like wood axe. It's totally not a great weapon.
But it
He like
hurts.
shouts at you. He's like, ah. Okay. Move that guy out of the way. You're moving towards him. And that, I think that's it, unless you
Yeah.
want to spend resolve or anything to do an extra action or anything like that.
No, I'm gonna bank it a little bit so we can do something cool in a minute.
Okay. So I think it's time to roll initiative.
Yep.
Goodness, I'm not good at this. Okay.
Maybe that's when I should spend my resolve.
Yes. Okay, so you all made it, but guys.
Yeah.
Hey, I finally made one.
All right, so I would say let's take care of the action outside first. Uther, what are you doing?
I'd step up to that guy and try to finish him off.
Okay, I don't have any peril, so go ahead and do your attack roll. You kind of haul yourself through the mud, get up close to him. He's kind of like above you. He has a little bit of a height advantage.
Oh,
Okay, he kind of jumps back out of the way. It's almost like maybe he's giving you space to come out onto like dry land. And you can climb out if you wanted to. Like climb out of the water.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to do anything else?
I think that's all I got.
Okay. Do you have any resolve left?
I do.
Okay.
You know what? I will. Yeah, I'll spend a resolve to go ahead and do another attack, just so we can
No, you
hopefully.
can't attack twice.
Oh, you
You
can't.
have to
Okay.
take yeah, you would have to take a
different
separate
action.
action.
Separate
Yeah, you have to take a
action.
different action.
Okay. All right. No, I'll just
Okay.
hold in.
Okay. Okay, so something that you might do, I'm not saying you should do this, but I just want to give everybody an example. Like, because you've moved up next to him, you've missed your attack. You were assuming that you would knock him down. You might actually take a resolve expenditure for parry, so that you would be able to easily defend yourself whenever he attacks you, right? Or
Okay.
whatever, those kinds of things.
All right.
I'm not saying you should do that.
I may do that when we get in. I'm thinking we're going to get inside, so I may want to.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's see, Uther, Ehrlich.
Orlick's gonna pick himself up, and he's gonna try to have the dog that he has in control attack this guy if it can make it. I don't know if it can.
Oh, okay. It basically lets go of the dude that it was, biting, and looks at you again, then like leaps into the water and like just starts swimming across. Doesn't seem like he's gonna get all the way there,
Okay.
but he's gonna go and do it.
Okay.
The other dog is just standing there.
All right.
Do you want to move anywhere?
Uther, I sent you a friend to help, and I'm gonna start moving across.
Okay. So you go over, you get through the stream, and climb up the steps. You'll be basically in the doorway, more or less.
Okay.
This guy's down here. This dog's just kind of hanging out. And
I get this was the dog controller guy, I guess. He's okay.
yeah, he was just kind of, well, yeah, seemed like it. Let's see. So Eurybia,
Has Gaius gone?
Gaius failed the initiative.
Oh,
Guys, failed
okay.
that machine. Yes.
Guys, you see that I'll just tell you, like, so where you're standing, where the guy fell off, you see that they have like a way to get up there to like where he was. And you kind of see like it's almost like the way the stones have fallen down. It's like steps to the top of the building. Let's leave you with that. So Eurybia, what do you want to do?
Okay, so I'd like to try to do a martial thing again, or
Okay.
but what I'm thinking is, if it's successful, I'd like to pull my sword out or my spear out, go to attack him, but then over pull it back, knocking the bowl down if I can. If it
Okay. So you
actually
still want to
works.
knock that down? That's fine. Yeah.
Oh, I am bound and determined to do something. And while she's
Okay.
doing that, I'm gonna say, stop moving around. It's so slippery in here.
Yeah, he's just like trying to back up,
And
and
I was successful with that.
Yay!
So now I
Okay.
roll the D4.
D4. You need a 4.
Uniform.
Please.
Oh.
Nope.
Okay.
But
So you strike him, and you can roll
Okay.
damage. He's certainly not a minion. But whenever you like try to push the thing over, it seems like it's solid, like it's maybe part of the floor, like the way the stone is built.
Okay.
Can she spend resolve to do extra damage at this point?
You can't. You can spend resolve to roll an extra damage die. Instead of increasing your damage die, you actually roll another one. So I think you roll a D.
2d10?
Yeah, it'd be 2d10.
So can I do that? Because I didn't say
Absolutely.
that in the beginning.
No, you roll that before you roll your damage, not before you roll your attack. I'm sorry. You spend that before you roll your damage.
Okay. I was gonna say I thought it was too late to do that.
Mhm.
But I did 9.
Did you want to spend that?
I'd love to, but
Yeah, you can.
You can. He
You
said you
can.
can.
oh, okay. Yeah, then I'd like to.
Okay,
And
so
it's
that gives
just one
me
more D10.
correct.
Big number, no whammies.
Oh my
Another
Lord.
9.
Okay. Let me just mark his hit points really quickly.
She's gonna try and move the mud out of her eyes. She's gonna say, I don't know who I'm supposed to attack. You got all this mud in my eyes now. You're moving around. There's smoke everywhere. Were you trying to burn everything down?
He's like, you jacked him up. I'm gonna say that you slashed at him with your spear and removed one of his arms. It
Oh,
it falls on the ground, and he like looks at, he's like, ah! Just starts screaming. He's
terribly
kinda,
sorry.
he
My
kind of like
fault.
tucks it under his armpit, and I guess he's gonna try to cast a spell. He's gonna use that peril to retreat first. Well,
As long as the
that'll
bowl
be his
doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, I can't do that actually. You can't do that. Okay, yeah.
He needs
he
2
will.
peril to do that or something? Or?
No, I was trying to think tactically. He will spend a peril basically to give himself a bonus on his roll, but he is in melee, so he takes that -1 penalty. So let's see. He has got that. That's a D8.
And this is where
Okay.
I can defend myself with the duelist, right?
He's not attacking you.
Oh,
He's casting a spell.
on his behalf.
I need you. He actually when he's done screaming, he starts like chanting sort of and like making like this weird like motions with his hands. And
He
you
only
need
has
to
one.
let me see.
Definitely a lower die for
I
that
need you
check with only
to
one
roll a
arm.
feet of intuition, Eurybia,
Uh-oh.
Oh,
as you
goodness, I'm not
feel
very good at that.
the tendrils of sorcery touching you.
But I did it. I got a 6 out of 6.
All right. He like takes a step back and he's like, "Who in the hell are you?"
Your worst nightmare.
And I really okay. Okay, Gaius, what would you like to do?
With a deep Sylvester Stallone voice. All right.
I think Gaius will go up there and feel it, maybe get the bow and see if he can help out. Uther
Get
or
the
something,
ball.
shooting
Get the
arrows.
ball.
Oh, okay, yeah, totally. Yeah, it's still up there. It's not so high that you need to make a climb feat or anything. It's like
I figure the
they've
bowl is
already-
what he's got the fire in, right? Isn't that what the bowl is, or is it something smaller? That's
The
not
bowl-
the bowl.
that is, well, you guys don't know.
I'm assuming that's the bowl.
Ehrlich would know that it's actually just like a little like handheld
Oh, okay.
bowl.
Okay.
So yeah, you can totally climb to the top of the pillar. The bow is like kind of like laying there, and the quiver of arrows is like leaning where the guy had it.
I'll scoop that up and Are they in melee or was the guy back from him some? I don't
The guy
remember.
had actually backed up,
That's what I
so
thought. So yeah,
he's
sure.
not in melee.
Because he doesn't know I'm there either, right?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
So that does apply.
Oops, shot you, Uther. My bad.
Oh my goodness. It's a good thing they were in
Oh.
melee. It's a good thing they were in melee. Okay. Uther, you hear an arrow whiz by and clatter into like the stones, and the guy like looks startled, and he looks up. He sees you guys. I do believe that's it.
All right.
It's
When you
time
say
for initiative
guys, I keep thinking you're saying guys. So
Oh, guys,
you
guys.
guys.
again. I probably have to use an accent or something.
5, nice. Okay.
Oh, we're rolling initiative again?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Oh wow.
You got,
Okay.
I got a 6 this time.
All right. How about Gaius? What would you like to do?
All right,
Actually, hang on. So
ahead.
where you are, you can see that you could get to the top of the building, and you can see that like the roof is partly caved in.
Oh,
Like-
all right. Yeah, then I'll say this bow is broken. Toss it to the side and go
Okay.
looking around.
Do you want
Sneaking
to
around?
go up there?
Yeah, sure. Why
Okay.
wouldn't I?
So you make your way up through these stones like a cat. You're so nimble. And when you get to the top, like where you can see like this broken in like roof area, you can look down. You from where you are, you can see the fire in this bowl. You can see Eurybia like kind of like fending off the sky, and you can see him. He's like basically like 20 feet below you. He's having a freak out, basically. He's like, he has one
Rock on his
arm. Yeah, like one
Blood
arm is
everywhere.
under his. Yeah, it's just terrible. It's a terrible scene.
Sounds bad.
You can still act if you like.
No, I think I'll just be offended by how terrible it is with him flipping around in his own
Okay.
blood, holding his arm up. Aye.
Okay. Let's see. We're gonna go. Let's see. Uther.
So is this dog coming?
It's swimming like your way.
Okay.
You go before the dog. You go
Okay.
before the dog.
All right.
You're gonna attack this
You
guy?
gotta be kidding me.
Are you serious? Okay. All right. He's just like trying to stay out of your way. It's not really like blocking or anything like that. He's just like backing up and moving.
Oh, okay. Well, if he's like acting like he doesn't want to fight, I'll
No,
turn.
it looks like he's just kind of he has the axe up and like ready to go, but you have a great axe, so it's like larger, and he's
Yeah.
just like trying to like not get hit right now.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, he's still in the fight.
He
Okay.
doesn't need both arms.
He does not need both arms. Let's see, Ehrlich.
Erlich's gonna do I still have to
No,
clear
it's
that?
gonna do what you told it to.
Okay, so he's gonna move into the temple.
Okay, you go in and you see the scene that has been described within. All around the walls, like some of the pillars that are still upright are like skeletal figures like holding up the ceiling, that kind of thing. There's a lot of like death imagery and like skull imagery. Just some, doom cult. I don't know. The dog, Carl, you want to roll another D8 for the dog as it swims over and like runs past Uthric?
Okay. 4.
It also misses as it like kind of like bites at this guy.
Oh, I rolled twice, but the 4 was
Oh,
the
you
first
did?
one. Yeah.
Okay,
4
yeah.
was
So
the first one. Sorry.
It's not.
Yeah, it's above the
Roll me a D6 plus 1.
6 points.
Okay. It knocks him down. Which does mean that you get another resolve because it's the first time that's happened this round for you. the perfect sound. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. Eurybia.
Like, so I can't, can I do it as I just walk in there? I can't do anything else?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Because you were already on the steps, like going in.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can totally get inside and you can see like what's going on. You could move around. Like I'm gonna say like Eurybia is on like the right side of this burning cauldron thing. You can go around the other side, what have you.
Yeah, I think I might go over there. Yeah, go over there to help her, but well, I mean, I guess this is a double move. I can't like look around, right, for the bowl specifically.
No. Um, I will say that you don't see it. It's basically the size of like your hands cupped together.
Oh, so maybe it's on
It's
him.
gold.
Mhm.
I'll just show you because you do know what it looks like.
Yeah, yeah.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
Um, you don't see it in the immediate vicinity for sure. It might be on this dude's person or whatever, you're not sure. There is other things in the room. There's like a chest,
Yeah.
and some other things just thrown about. Um,
Okay.
but if you wanted to attack him or whatever, or if are you approaching him?
I don't know if I want to attack him, but I want to give, flank it or try to get it around him and say, your
Okay.
end is near, Roddick. You have betrayed the order.
So yeah, as he sees you, you say that, and he just like kind of stumbles back and goes down onto like his knees, and you can see like there's just blood pouring out of his arm.
Mhm.
And he's like, so the order has found me. This is take my curses back to your masters. And that's it. You're right. What do you want to do?
Run him through.
I had an interesting idea, but it probably won't work, but I'll try it. I want to attack him, but then use a martial exploit to try and grab his hand and stir the bowl with it just to see what happens.
Hey,
Since it's on the ground anyways.
I assume you mean the severed hand.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Probably won't work, but let's give it
It really just seems like like looking in it, it's mostly just like a fire burning inside the bowl. It's like a big brazier, basically.
Well,
Yeah, but it's not
Yeah,
gonna
no, you
feel
can still do
shitty
it.
then.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't.
Oh.
Oh, and I was successful.
Oh, okay. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Did you roll an attack roll? Oh,
Yeah.
that is your attack roll. So
Yeah.
roll your D4.
And
Oh,
the four.
Look at that. Look at that. Okay.
I just want to see what happens.
In the fire, you just see it seems like they have like just wood and whatnot burning in there. You do see like as his severed arm like crackles, there's like some coins like melted down in there. It looks
Oh,
like
no.
they're making offerings
Oh,
to
okay.
the fire or something.
Hopefully not the gold bowl.
And
Well,
You
I
can
have
roll
a butter
damage, right?
skin
you need to roll damage on him.
on him.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'd like to use my water skin and try and put the fire
we'll-
out.
We'll do that next round.
That'd be an extra action.
Oh,
1.
One. Okay.
Does he get
you-
any additional damage from me stirring the fire with his arm? Probably not.
No.
Phantom damage.
Okay, so you slash at him and he just kind of like he falls back, like so he sees the spear coming, he just like falls to the ground and like tries to like get away, but you still nick him. He doesn't have much left. Not much willpower left, I don't think.
Don't run away. We're just starting to have fun.
I don't, would the Druidic Order rather have him alive to punish him, or I don't know.
It's up to you. You know that they would probably just off him. So, as he starts backing up and like getting away, the ceremonial bowl rolls out from the folds of his robe and
Oh,
clatters to the ground. You see it,
okay.
Grab it.
and he like just kind of like looks at it.
All right.
Gaius, I think we're done, right? Everybody went except Gaius. He
Yeah.
This
Oh,
dude,
first.
he's actually gonna do a morale check. Okay. He's just gonna defend himself. He's parrying basically. So guys, you see all this unfolding below you. What do you want to do?
I think I went already.
I think you failed your initiative. Did you
No,
not?
no, that was last round. I was first.
He climbed up on the roof.
Oh my goodness. Okay. But did everybody go?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. I guess initiative then.
Okay.
I lost track of what I was doing.
Oh,
Right, initiative.
Is that everybody? That's
Yep.
everybody.
D20's starting to really like me now.
I know. Well, it looks like Ehrlich and Eurubia, whichever one of you wants to go first.
I'm sure that Carl wants to, so let him go.
Yes, because so Ehrlich
Okay.
says, in the order pronounces your sentence, and I pull out my sickle, and I'm gonna. Is there an all-out attack option?
Not really.
Okay,
Like
well,
like a
I'll use
charge.
resolve. Use resolve.
Okay, yeah. He is parrying still. As it rolls over, so that gives him that's going to give you a -2d on your attack.
Well, so
But isn't he flanking with me?
He is flanked, so -1 then.
all right, so it's going to be a end up being a D5. Okay. I probably will miss, but
Where you spend a resolve, you said?
yeah, I did spend resolve, but
Okay.
it's still I have a D4 base +2 -2 and then flanking, so D5.
Okay.
I missed.
All right, you slash at him, and he has a you don't know where it came from. Must have been in the folds of his robe. He pulls out a long dagger and like blocks you with it.
Okay.
Eurybia?
No, I'll kick the bowl away from with my other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's gonna attempt to finish him.
Okay.
And does it go up now to a D10 because I'm now flanking?
Yes. That's correct.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Really?
Okay. Again, he's trying to defend himself with all he has left. Parries your spear out of the way. He's up. So
I can't possibly spend a resolve to pour the water on the fire, can I?
No.
that would be an extra action. I mean, you could do that.
But then you're not in the melee anymore, right? Or is it that close?
Why do I have 4?
Well, I'll wait. I mean, if he attacks me, then I'll get him back.
Okay. He you kick the bowl away,
Mm-hmm.
and he starts to like go for it. He like starts to like crawl for it, and you can attack him. You get a free attack.
Oh, really?
I do?
Yeah,
Or-
both of you can,
Woohoo!
if
But-
you so choose. Like you don't have to.
Oh, yes, I do.
I kind of want to move and just kick it further away from.
Terrible.
I
Play,
have-
keep away.
Amy hit him though.
Okay.
I missed in any case.
Okay, Amy, go ahead and roll damage again.
Okay.
Or, sorry, Eurybia hit him.
Eurybia.
1.
That's
Come
it.
on.
That's it. You pin him to the ground, and he sputters out.
Dang.
Can I search his
it.
body to see what else he has on there?
Yeah. We could just go narrative.
Uther like starts to wade across the creek here.
Mhm.
He says to this dog, "You're a very good boy." And then he steps up on this thing and says, "You're worthless."
Oh, we have 2 dogs now.
Yeah, we have 2 dogs now, potentially. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up the bowl and put it into the folds of my robe.
Okay. Gaius?
I think I'll just come down on a rope or something that I have fixed up there.
Okay. Yeah, totally. All right, you
Just-
come down.
I guess Amy,
Eurybia,
Amy finally put some the fire
put
out.
the fire out.
Well, there's gold in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So yeah, you find that this guy does have some treasure, not a whole lot.
Yay.
But down inside that fire is like just like melted together coinage, mostly like silver, bronze, copper. There's maybe a couple pieces of gold, but it's all like a chunk, like a melted chunk. And yeah, you loot the place, take your special bowl back to your order, and you guys reap the rewards.
We
of
keep
your
keep the dogs, feed them, and hopefully
keep the dogs. Heck yeah.
Yes, we got
Um,
2 dogs, melted coins. We're doing good.
So I mean, that's kind of it. That's all we have.
Yeah.
But okay, so what's really interesting is that you wipe these guys out at the end. The dogs should have been much more of a challenge, but because you picked that one spell, totally changed it. They would have been much more
I
difficult.
did not know that you were gonna have like animals or whatever.
That's why we
so-
play these games, man, to see what
Yeah.
happens. Right? I love it. I love it. That blew my mind. I was like, perfect.
I mean, I still had to cast it. I only had like a
Right.
50% chance of it going
Yeah.
on. So
So yeah, Radic went in to like cast, there's a spell called Omens that gives him like a bonus on his rolls. He failed that entirely. And then you saw he tried to mesmerize Eurybia to like just get her to go away, basically. But that didn't work. Yeah, he didn't have a good time. So
yeah.
any questions, fellas?
No,
No,
that was fun. Thanks
that was
actually
good.
fun.
for running.
It's good.
Cool.
I like my creepy druid.
I can also see like once people get used to playing the game after you played it a couple times, you don't have to answer a bunch of questions. This will go really fast. It's like
It's very
it'll be
quick.
fast, very dynamic, and very kind of lots of stuff happening.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, with every game, like system mastery goes a long way.
Yeah.
And like I said before, like the minion rule can really help you. But one, give it that sort of sorcery feel with like there's a whole bunch of enemies, but you are able to take them down. And just like get through them quickly. But yeah, I had a great time. Hobbs, anything?
Oh no, man. Seemed real good to me, brother.
Cool. Better than the last playtest you ran?
Well, I don't know. That was really good too.
Yeah,
That was a while ago, man. How
it
long ago
was.
was that now? 2 years?
oh, at least a year and a half, man. At least a year and a half. But yeah, I was trying to figure out how tough enemies should be, and they were too tough. They were too yeah. Yeah, cool. Amy.
Yes, I had a good time. And I just want to
Appreciate
remind
that.
our viewers that your Kickstarter link will be down in the description below. And if they're watching this after the Kickstarter, they can always order your product on the website.
Thank you very much. RavenGodGames.com. I want to thank everybody for playing,
Yeah. It was good.
trying this out,
What
sharing it with the world.
I also want to encourage everybody to check out our Cerebrivore podcast. We should have we're going to talk a little bit about Conan and Howard's influence on role playing in general, but we do discuss a little bit of Reaver just kind of as a preview. But I think we want to come back and have a follow up episode and talk more specifically about Reaver sometime in the next few weeks. But we want to use that to help. If we can get it out this week, maybe also try to point people to the Kickstarter.
That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I did definitely want to say that I felt like Uther. It's kind of ironic that we did that Conan thing last night, but
Yeah.
Uther, like at least in the first combat, in this combat, he was kind of like
You got stuck in the water.
stuck in
Yeah.
the water. But the
He
last
did.
combat, he was like mowing through things. So
Yeah.
very
Yeah. Barbarians are really
Conan-esque,
good at
yeah. So
controlling the
I like the contrast between the barbarian and the fighter, whereas the barbarian it definitely has that feel of just go in there and just go wild versus the fighter being much more of a different maneuvers, very strategic, very
yeah.
kind of thinking about it versus sort of the barbarian just kind of going in and
Right. And
Well,
then so I just put up a blog post actually about the Barbarian and the Berserker, which is our third kind of martial class.
Hmm.
And the Berserker is also very different. They obviously rely on their fury. They're extremely dangerous and hard to kill, just because they can just soak damage basically. But they're very different as well. We have the Rogue, which Mr. Hobbs played. And we have the Scout, which is basically a rangery type. Priest, which Carl played. There's different flavors, and then the sorcerer, of course. So
Neat. Yeah, I like it. We got to see magic
yeah,
in effect. Yeah, it's good.
and in not effect because
And not
my
effect.
my bad guy wizard did nothing.
I guess that's the only time you roll, right? Is that or like an opposed roll?
Like an opposed feat. The counterattack, if an enemy counterattacks you, which they can do, then they would have to roll. And then their sorcery and damage. Like I said earlier, like I just rolled a bunch of like dice and wrote the numbers down for as a result, so I didn't have to keep rolling. But that works well, I think.
Okay. Well, I think we'll close here. And we'll have everyone kind of sign off. Thank you again, Joe, Joe Salvador of Raven God Games. He has his Reaver Kickstart out right now. So go check it out. The link will be in the show notes. And then Jason Hobbs, would you like anything to promote?
No, hey,
Your
listen
empire?
listen to the GM Mastermind. Oh, is that what it is? What's your podcast?
Geomologist Presents. He doesn't even listen.
Geomologist Presents. That's what it is. It's getting late. I'm tired. It's a long
Yeah,
day.
that's true. Yeah, you're driving back. So this is Jason Hobbs from Hobbs and Friends. Check him out on Twitch and other places. Runs live stuff. So it's great. And then BJ.
Oh, well, Random Screed. Don't forget Bob's Random Screed podcast.
Oh yeah, it's true. Still out there.
I mentioned Cerebrivore, which is we trying to get something out about once a month. It's usually Carl and I and a panel of other people, and then I have my own Arcane Aliens podcast, which I'm trying to sort of rebuild the momentum back up after I slowed down a little bit. But I just switched mine over to YouTube, so it's available both through Spotify and on YouTube, wherever you want to find it.
Yeah, great. And Amy, anything to remind us about?
Well, make sure that you come visit us at the Big Texas Comic-Con
If you're
this
in
year
San
in
Antonio.
2024. It is the second weekend in October at the Henry B. Convention Center. And in the future, just check out the website.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you again, Joe, for running and players for playing.